Welcome to another episode of the Ranting Cast. My name is Frank Arcuri, and today I'm joined with Amy Lesakowski. She is part of the 11-day power play running on year, what is it, 5 now?
Six. You believe
6,
that?
yeah. 6 years, the 6 year, the 11-day power play. And we got the event starts in 3 days, I believe, doesn't it? Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah, we're
And
excited.
yeah, and so for people who don't know, because I'm sure that there's going to be people in the area who've listened to the show who probably don't know what the 11-day power play is for whatever reason. Just what is the 11-day power play?
So, the 11-day Power Play is a nonprofit organization here in Buffalo, New York, and we started it in 2016. And it was really from our experience with cancer. My husband and I, myself a survivor, diagnosed in 2009 with breast cancer after a 3-year battle. I got healthy, and I was so grateful for the work at Roswell Park and saving my life. And then fast forward 5 years later, my mother-in-law was battling small cell lung cancer, and there wasn't any clinical trials available for her that were available for me. So we thought, wow, everyone should have a fair chance and be given opportunities to fight cancer. So my husband decided in earnest that he was going to start this, hockey game that was going to be the world record, and it's going to be the longest game ever. And we Googled it, and it was done in Canada. So we thought, well, we need to do this. And he met with Harbor Center. We reserved the ice. We got together with our friends at Crawley Web. We didn't have a name. We didn't have a brand at all. And they helped us with all of that. And we got a hold of a friend who had a website design company who put that together for us at Clever Method. And, we just kept going and recruited 40 brave players in 2017 to play in this world record game. And after that event, the Buffalo community embraced the 11-day power play, to an extent that we knew we couldn't stop. And how do we get more people involved? So we started the community shift, and we just went on some radio GR interviews. And before you knew it, we had a full community shift in 2018, and raised another $1 million. So it's just grown.
It's completely blown up since.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry, I can actually hear myself on your computer, so it's kind of distracting me a little bit. But and I'm somebody who has played in the shift as well. I've done it for a couple of years, for I think 2 or 3 years. One of my friends who is a part of WGR does it every year, and he did it for Team WGR, and he does it with a lot of our friends too, like that he knows and he's played ice hockey with. So I've done it. So doing it with him and taking part in the 11-day in the community shift has always been a blast for me. He loves it so much that like he's at a point in his life now where he's basically stopped playing hockey, but he's gonna always do this every year because he just really enjoys what you guys have done and everything that goes along with it. All the raising money for the various charities around here, all the camaraderie with your friends, and even just the people you're playing against. You're all doing it for a good cause, and you just build off of a potential relationship, through all of that. And you guys starting this whole thing, we're all the ones I have to thank you for doing all this.
We couldn't do it without, like tonight we just had our volunteer orientations, and I told them, we couldn't do this without the 300 volunteers that help us every year.
Yeah.
And my staff is sitting there, and it's like, this is it. It's 3 people, myself, my Nate, my event specialist, and my event manager, Sarah. It's 3 of us, and then 300 volunteers that put this on every year, and it takes a year to prepare, but it's really just, a community event that the community makes it successful. The players and the volunteers are what make it successful.
And also, too, just the people, just I think everybody makes it successful in its own way. You said the players and the volunteers, but then it's also just the fans as well. Because
Mhm.
having it at Harbor Center, you can go down anytime to watch a shift. Stay for as long as you want. And, you could go down at 8 a.m. for an early shift or before you go to work, or you could go after work at, 6 or 5 or whatever time you get out of work, or you could go at midnight if you want to, because the shift runs 24/7 for the next couple weeks. And you sometimes you feel bad for those people who get stuck with the midnight shift or the 3 a.m. shift, so you go down and you support them, because that's what it's all about. It's all about support, no matter from anywhere, anyone really.
Yeah, I mean, it's nonstop hockey. The 3 to 6 a.m. wasn't a popular shift, so we do some ice maintenance at that time now. But there's shifts that still go from 12 to 3 a.m.
Yep.
And then we start back up at 6 a.m. And it's nonstop hockey. So if you're a hockey fan, you need to stop down. It's free to come into the Harbor Center and watch the players. And we've got great merchandise. Every year we work really hard to, get things that people want. And it's funny, we're now to the point when we go out to dinner or the store, it's very rare that I don't see an 11-day power play hat or t-shirt. And it's really just a Buffalo proud thing now.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's amazing, everything that you guys have done, have been able to do continuously for the last 6 years. And yeah, as you said, when you guys did the first one, you guys set the record for the longest hockey game. Do you guys still have the record, or was it broken?
So the first year that we did it, we didn't get an official Guinness World Record. We completed the event. We learned a lot from that event, and the other groups that do it, there have been times where they haven't gotten the record officially. And it's really just comes down to paperwork or not having a video camera on something.
Right.
But in 2021, we were determined to get that world record through Guinness, and we worked really hard. And our players and volunteers helped us, follow through and make sure we did everything that we could to get it. And when they showed up at closing in November to tell us that, we're the first group in the United States to win this world record, you got chills, because Canada has held this for years.
Yeah.
So, kudos to everyone that was part of that world record game this past November.
Oh yeah, it was. When I heard about that, I got chills too, just thinking about that. You know, just something that started out as a small awareness for cancer awareness, raising money, to becoming what it is now, with everybody who participates in it, along with continuously raising money each year. And I think the donations have gone up and up every year too, since this has started.
Yeah, it has. Even during COVID, I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. We've been able to raise 4 of the 8 million that we've raised in 6 years during the COVID years. Like, it's insane. It really just shows the community coming together during a difficult time and being determined to end cancer.
What's the what's how much has been raised so far this year, at least based on what you're seeing? And like, do you guys set like a goal every year to try to raise money, and where's that goal at?
You know what? We've always set a $1 million goal. The only year that we felt comfortable raising it was in 2020, and it was almost a jinx because we set a $2 million goal and COVID hit.
Right. Yeah.
And we still, during COVID, we were the only event in Buffalo that ever happened in 2020. We had to meet with the Department of Health and talk all about what we were putting in place to keep everyone safe. And we convinced them that we could keep them safe, and we did. But it was not easy, and we still raised over 1.1 million in 2020. And then in 2021, we decided, let's do something on a smaller scale. Let's do the world record game again and invite our 40 teams that have consistently come out and been our top fundraisers and really involved to be a part on the ice next to the world record game. So we were able to pull in $2.1 million last year. And that was at the tail end of this, still pandemic.
Yeah. So now you're kind of back to this normalcy for this year.
A little bit, we still, I think everyone in any job situation, corporate, you're still going through, the COVID after effects. But, we're proud to say we have 2,000 participants this year. In 2020, we were slotted to have 2,400. So we're almost back to where we were, and we're inching up right now on $900,000, and the puck has not dropped yet. So we're hoping for another million soon.
Yeah, because people can still donate even while the event's going on, while games are being played down at Harbor Center. So people, just donate whenever you want, really. And you got all the players who are raising money themselves, and all that could just continue to increase as the 11 days going on.
Yeah, in 2019, we were just over $1 million at puck drop, and we brought in 1.65. So that was a lot, a few $100,000 in just 11 days that we were able to raise. So we're hoping to get to 1.2, but obviously grateful for whatever we do for our community.
Yeah. I've always thought myself, when you have the community shift, and it's all ice hockey, and we all love it. I've always thought, has there ever been any talk of maybe expanding the 11-day power play, not only to just having ice hockey, but maybe whether it's like ball hockey, because that's what you guys ended up doing in 2020, but also maybe build off that, or maybe even look at using other sports too. Has that something that's been maybe crossed your mind or talked about?
Yes, we actually, we're a hockey event, through and through. That's a sport that we love. And, we think it's the most successful way to do what we do. At this point, I can tell you that we do have plans to venture out into other places. And we've been working really hard on the side on that and bringing it to other cities. But we also have had some recent discussions on a potential new event that I'm not really allowed to say. But you can look forward to it in 2024. And it'll be really exciting, and I think really well accepted by both Buffalo and other places. So we'll be anxious to get that word out when we can.
Yeah, definitely expanding to other cities is definitely another idea I was just thinking of as well. Because for me, I've kind of stopped playing ice hockey myself, just for various reasons, whether it's most financial or whatever. So I'm always looking at the idea of how can you grow when you're looking at growing the game, when you look at growing sports, having these community events is a great way to do it, and using every variation of the sport, I think is a really good way. So that's why I loved when you guys did the ball hockey last year. Was kind of hoping maybe you guys continue with that along with right next to having ice hockey, just because you'll bring in a whole nother group of people who maybe don't play ice hockey but play ball hockey, or even roller hockey too. I mean, you can use any one of them too, and then other sports as well, because you get a bunch of people who play other sports who would love to play in events that would raise money for charities as well. But I mean, what you guys are going to have in store over the next couple of years? I mean, I don't know anybody who's going to hate it. I think that's the best way. I think that's the best way to put it. I think as long as you guys stick to what you're doing, I mean, everything's going to go great. It's all going to be positive reviews, positive everything. Because I mean, I think the whole city loves you guys. I really do.
Well, that's nice. I hope they do. We're just really, I can't say it enough, how proud we are to be from Buffalo and raise our kids here, and just, it's not just the 11-day power play. It's what our community does in many, many different ways. Everybody, it's the city of good neighbors. Everyone says it, and it's really true. And we're just happy to be here. And as our kids are growing older, we're determined to stay here, even though some of them are taking off on us. But yeah, it's just we're proud of what our community's been able to do through the 11-day, and we're always open for ideas. So I will certainly bring your suggestions to our board and our group.
Well, I appreciate that. Okay, well, tonight's show is always sponsored by, as always, Dinosaur Barbecue and John and Mary's. So right now we're gonna take a real quick break, and we'll see you on the other side. Well, we're back again with the Ranting Cast. Amy Lesakowski is here. We were talking about the 11-day power play, which starts on Thursday. Now, another thing going on right now that is also hockey related is the Stanley Cup. Game 3 is going on. Just a quick update. Colorado just took a 1-0 lead over Tampa just over halfway through the first period. I might give a little bit of thoughts later in the show, but as long as we have Amy on, we're going to continue talking about the 11-day power play. Now, how many people did you say you were going to have this year? Or I think you say you had was it 2,000 last year or 2 years ago with COVID? But are you getting about the same amount of people this year?
2,000. So we have about 2,000 players registered. We had 2,400 registered in 2020. But when we went to ball hockey, we lost about half of our players, which was, expected, being outside and just people being cautious. And but now that we're back at Harbor Center and ready to go on Thursday, I do want to mention that we have a great opening celebration planned at Harbor Center from 6:30 to 8:30 on Thursday night. Dan Dunleavy is going to be doing play-by-play for our 30 top fundraisers versus the Frozen 40 who hold the Guinness World Record. So lots of fun. We've got family fun activities, balloon making, face painting for kids, tattoos, and we've got our mascot, PD Power Play, and Sabretooth coming. So be a part of that and come on down, and it's free to join us down there and cheer on these players who've worked really hard over the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be exciting. And I assume your husband's going to be playing as well again.
Of course.
I remember talking to him a couple years ago, and with my buddy at GR, and he's awesome. I know how much he loves it. Because he's been playing hockey most of his life, and we're just having a great time with it.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes you just get lost in the words and everything just because of just what you guys are doing. With just because at the end of the day, it's raising money for cancer, and there's so many more people than you think whose lives are affected by cancer, whether it's themselves, as you guys have talked about, or other people in their lives. I mean, we all have friends and family who've lost family members or friends to cancer, or they had to see them go through having cancer.
Yeah.
So that, and just being able to embrace people, console, you console them as well, obviously, but it just shows, you're never alone in these things. And being able to bond over a activity is always a great way to kind of help just bring help.
Yeah. I actually spoke to a volunteer tonight. He introduced himself to me after our training session. And his daughter recently battled a young girl in our community. And he said, you know what? I thought about all the people that are in treatment that can't be here. And I've volunteered every day from, 4 to 7 a.m. before my work hours. Mm. And, for 11 straight days. And he's like, it's the least I can do. So everyone has a story and everyone wants to participate. And some people can do it through volunteering and some people can do it through a donation. So it's really the love in the building. I always say the love in the rink is like, you can almost, it's palpable. You can touch it. It feels that strong.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else you want to mention before we sign off for the night?
Just, our impact, we talk about $8 million and people like, wow, that's a lot of money. Where's it going? It's always important. We try to push out on our social media and in our content, how much we really do impact the community. And as of today, we've been able to send 485 children to camp at Camp Good Days for free. Over the last few years, we've been able to help grant 160 wishes to local kids through Make-A-Wish. And we've been able to support more than $4.3 million at Roswell Park for research. So that, I just want to stress the impact that the 11-day power play is making. And it's because of everyone's efforts in helping us. So, and we're excited to do more. We're obviously not stopping. We're not an organization that's going to stop even through a pandemic. So anyone who wants to get involved, go to 11daypowerplay.com. You can simply make a donation. You can still sign up to volunteer. We sell merchandise. We set up the locker rooms for the players. There's lots of activities that people can help us with. So join us if you can.
Yeah, definitely. And even if you don't want to volunteer for any reason, which is perfectly okay, just go down to Harbor Center on any dime when Thursday starts, when the event starts, just to watch. Just go watch, go hang out, go see what it's all about. That's always the biggest thing. If you can't volunteer, no problem. But go ahead, but go down there and watch, have some fun, hang out, have some friends with you. Just go and enjoy yourself. Enjoy some hockey. That's all it's all about. It's fun. We're raising money. We're having fun doing it. That's always the biggest thing. Amy, thank you so much for coming on. This is a blast. Right on the bottom ticker, that your Twitter account is there. Amy Lesakowski. Go follow her, because she's great. She's awesome. You retweet a bunch of stuff regarding the 11-day as well. So if you need any information too, you can always just go right there.
I need some Twitter followers. I'm new on Twitter, so please follow
that
me.
Too. Absolutely. Amy, thank you so much for coming on today, and
Thanks,
good luck
Frank.
with everything.
Thanks so much, Frank. We got to get you out on the ice again, hopefully
soon.
Yeah,
definitely, Amy. All right. You have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So Amy Lesakowski was on with us. She is awesome. Now we got a couple minutes before the show ends. Colorado Tampa going on right now. It is 1-1. Anthony Cirelli just scored. Colorado being up 2-0 in the series, I think surprises me a little bit, but that team is so fast. They're so strong on the forecheck. Some stuff I've noticed from this game, from the first two games in Colorado, completely outshooting Tampa in every facet. 70% Corsi in the game 2, 56% in game 1 in Corsi. The expected goals, Colorado 68%, and this is all at 5-5, by the way. Remember that 68% expected goals for Colorado. 81% in game 2. The 68% was in game 1, and even then, Tampa still made that a game because Colorado let them back in it. And then Colorado said, "Nah, you ain't coming back on us this time" in game 2, and they ended up routing Tampa 7-0. Colorado is such a different beast that this may be, just maybe, this is the team that beats Tampa. I won't say it definitively until the series is over. I still think Tampa has a chance despite being down 2-0. We just saw them against the Rangers go down 2-0 and then win 4 straight. It may very well happen again. We don't know. we'll see. But Colorado's a much better 5-on-5 team than the Rangers are. The real difference between Colorado and the Rangers, besides 5v5, is goaltending. Rangers have Shirkin. Colorado has Kemper, so Colorado's goaltending has been much more average to below average, especially in the playoffs. But it may not matter when you got such high-end talent on the Avalanche like Nathan McKinnon, like Gabriel Landeskog, Mikko Rantanen, Cale Makar, who really might win the Conn Smythe. I really think he's going to. But I think a dark horse candidate is Val Nichushkin, who has been awesome in the first 2 games. So it'll be interesting to see how game 3 plays out. It's 1-1 right now. So that's going to be it for the Ranting Cast. Thank you again, Amy, for coming on, talking about the 11-day. Guys, go check out the event. It starts Thursday. It's going to be a blast. There's going to be so much hockey to play. You might have a friend who's going to be there participating when they're playing. Go hang out with them. Go watch them play. And then, after when their shift is done, guess you can watch some more hockey because there's going to be more hockey to watch. You can hang out, make some more donations. It's gonna be so much fun. So thank you again, Amy. I had a great time with her. She's awesome. We'll see what happens in Colorado, Tampa, and we'll see you next week on the Ranting Cast.